Does that sound like a dog to you? That's one big dog.
The Dogman is a legendary cryptid typically described as a 7 to 10 foot tall, bipedal canine humanoid hybrid. It is most notoriously associated with the American Midwest, specifically the forests of Michigan and Wisconsin, where it is often compared to a permanent werewolf that remains in its monstrous form. Witnesses usually describe the creature as having the torso of a man, the head of a wolf or large dog, glowing eyes, often amber or blue, and shaggy fur. It is widely feared for its terrifying, gut-wrenching howl, which is often described as sounding like a human scream. The Dogman is said to switch seamlessly between walking on two legs and running on all fours, and some lore claims it is unnaturally aggressive toward humans. Half man, half wolf, the Dogman is one of North America's most terrifying cryptids. Eyewitnesses describe a towering, muscular creature with glowing eyes, canine features, and an upright stance that defies nature. Reports stretch from the forests of Michigan to the bayous of Louisiana, often accompanied by growls, foul odors, and a primal sense of dread. But what is the Dogman, a flesh and blood predator, a supernatural entity, or something else entirely? The earliest known Dogman stories date back to Native American lore, where tales of skinwalkers and shapeshifters warned of those who could transform between human and animal forms. In modern times, the legend gained traction in Michigan during the late 1800s. Lumberjacks in Wexford County claimed to have seen a 7-foot-tall creature with a man's body and a dog's head. The myth truly exploded in 1987 when radio DJ Steve Cook of WTCM-FM released The Legend, a song about Dogman sightings based on local folklore. Listeners soon began calling in not to praise the song, but to say they had seen it too. Unlike traditional werewolf myths, the Dogman is not always associated with transformation. Most reports describe it as a consistent, independent species rather than a cursed age. Among the pantheon of cryptids and legendary creatures, the Dogman occupies a unique position in the public imagination. Bigfoot has become ubiquitous as a pop culture icon, while the Loch Ness Monster and Chupacabra attract waves of tourists and dedicated researchers. The Dogman, by contrast, remains obscure outside of its Midwestern haunts, lacking the widespread name recognition of its peers. Yet for those who have peered into its animalistic eyes, the Dogman often leaves the most visceral and life-altering impression. The fundamental question, of course, is whether the Dogman has any basis in reality or exists solely as a product of folklore. Plenty of prosaic explanations have been offered for sightings, including misidentified bears, cases of mass hysteria, or people seeing what they want to believe. but the consistency across accounts gives reason for open-minded consideration. If the Dogman constitutes a genuine zoological discovery, it represents a relic of America's natural history that has somehow evaded formal identification. Beyond merely documenting sightings, I'm fascinated by the personal and communal impact left by encounters with the Dogman. On an individual level, coming face to face with the Dogman often represents a life-altering experience.
Here is stunning footage of what looks to be a young dogman running through a wooded area, perhaps being hunted by government agents to use for nefarious purposes. This 5-second stabilized clip was supposedly recorded quickly off of a government device and is now being leaked here. Who released this video? Where was this taken? Does anyone have any answers?
Witnesses describe profound feelings of shock, awe, and dread upon seeing this beast, along with a lingering trauma that disrupts their very sense of reality. They emerge haunted both by memories of the creature's ferocity and the knowledge that the world is far stranger than they had conceived. For now, the reality of the Dogman remains suspended in uncertainty, an enigma awaiting resolution. The legend has already seeped deep into the cultural fabric of certain American regions, but I hold out hope that the creature itself can someday make the leap from folklore into zoology. There are still vast wildernesses left to explore, and perhaps in some secluded valley or hidden cave system, a population of these cryptids moves through the shadows, glimpsed only on rare occasions under the right conditions. The Dogman has secured its place as one of America's most captivating cryptozoological mysteries. While the creature's existence remains unproven and hotly debated, the consistency of eyewitness accounts demands that the subject be taken seriously. The Dogman forces us to acknowledge the limits of current scientific knowledge, leaving room for realms of possibility at the fringes of understanding. It serves as a symbolic reminder that our world still harbors secrets and surprises barely imaginable. Alexander the Great claimed to have fought them in India, Herodotus saw them in Libya, the Roman Pliny the Elder included them in his famous book Natural History, and a Chinese Buddhist missionary spotted them living on an island to the east of Fusang. We find ourselves standing at the crossroads of reality and myth. The Dogman remains elusive, an enduring enigma, blending history, folklore, and contemporary intrigue. Its legacy persists through reported sightings and cultural phenomena, inviting us to ponder the line between myth and reality. As we reflect on the sightings and the historical whispers, one cannot help but wonder about the Dogman. Is the Dogman a guardian of the wilderness or a figment of our collective imagination?